In this extended content, we're going to be covering script communication in depth, and you're going to be going through a series of exercises to master the concept behind script communication. So in order to get started, you need to create a brand new Unity project. And go ahead and just name it whatever you want. And in the resources folder for this video, there's a download for you. And inside the download is called Script Communication Extended Content. It's a Unity package. All you have to do is once you have your new Unity project opened, double click the script, and it will automatically import the required exercise or the required material to complete this exercise. Once it's finished, open up Script Communication, the scene, and what we have here is an example project, which is basically going to, you have a UI canvas here, and we're going to populate this information. So you're going to be entering in your name, your age, location, gender, and your favorite company. And using script communication, you're actually going to go ahead and populate this information so that when you hit play, it should populate with whatever that information is. So during this setup here, there's a couple things we need to do. For starters, click on your main camera. You'll notice we have an AGL script in here. We want to fill this in. So for age, for me, 25, gender, male, location, and I am in Atlanta. Okay. The next thing you want to do is click on your canvas. And you'll notice here that we have a name script. So let's go ahead and put our name in here. Jonathan. You can go ahead and skip to company. And what is your favorite company? So for me, my favorite company is Unity Technologies. Okay, when you are finished, go ahead and hit Control S or Command S if you're on a Mac. Save your scene. And what we need to do now is using the UI Manager script, we need to populate this information. So if you click on your canvas, we actually have a UI Manager script. And if we open that up, it's a blank slate for us to basically fill in this data. So in order to even get started filling in the data, we actually need references to these text components. So if you look in the canvas here, we have name, age, location, gender, and company. Each one of these are text components. So what we need is if we want to change the value of name and have it be assigned to whatever is found in this AGL script, we need to access this text component so that we can actually modify the text component. So if we open up our, let me see here, if we open up our UI Manager, inside of here, what we can do is we can go ahead and get a reference to everything that we need to be able to assign. So for example, we have our name, age, location, gender, and favorite company. So here, these are all text components. In order to actually reference them, we need to use the UnityEngine.UI system using UnityEngine.UI. Inside here, we'll go ahead and say public text for our name. So this is going to be our name. And we also have one for age, and you can actually just put a comma here. Age, we have location, gender, and favorite company. So these are all text components. If we save this, head back into Unity, you'll notice now on the canvas that we can now drag and drop all those components. So the name is going to go with the name, the age is going to go with the age, location to the location, gender for gender, and favorite company goes with company. Okay, so what that's allowed us to do now is we can actually now change through code these values so that when I run the game, this should say Jonathan. And the way it's going to do that is when we run the game, I need to get a handle onto the main camera, and I need to grab this component here, which has the age, gender, and location. Now for the name example, I actually need to get this name script, which holds my name here. So let's go ahead and do the first one together. So what I want to do here is we're going to have void start. And when you're doing script communication, there's two parts, right? If we look at the scripting reference like we did in the previous script communications example, you'll see here that it starts off with a variable declaration. So this is our handle. So like for this example, they're getting references to hinge joints. So for us, to satisfy like the name condition here, to ever be able to print our name, this is a name script, and inside there is a variable called name. If I want to get that variable, I need the name component. So in this example, I would replace hinge joint with name, and I would call it like _name. That's my handle. I now need to assign that handle to the component and then I can actually make use of that component. I can get the name property. Now, what's important about this is that you must find the object and then get the component that you want. So for example, the name. Looking at the canvas, I have my UI manager, and I want the name, which is right here. They're both on the same game object. Because they are both on the same game object, I do not need to find that object. I can, however, just say we have public text name. I could just say, for instance, I want to change the text to be whatever it is, Jonathan. So I'm going to say name.text equals, we're going to say name, and then add onto it whatever our name is, right? Which is going to be in that name component. So in order to do that, I need a handle to the name. So we're going to say private name, and we'll go ahead and call it just underscore name. And I need to find that. So I'm on the same game object as the UI manager. So what I can do here is I can actually say underscore name equals get component and then the name component. The value that I put in between these T brackets is going to match the data type I'm looking for. Now that I've found my name script, I can go ahead here and I can actually say underscore name dot name. And if we save this, and if I run this, when I run the game, it's going to grab the value from the name and it's going to put Jonathan there. Now, what if I wanted the age? How would I do that? So where is the age located? It's in this AGL script, which is attached to the main camera. So I need a reference to this AGL script, and then I have to get the property I want. So I can say like AGL.age to get 25, AGL.gender, or location. So again, I need a reference. So I am on this game object, the canvas. Here's my UI manager. I need to get to the main camera and then the AGL script. So that's the script I want, which is AGL. So I'm going to create a handle. So here we have private AGL, and then we'll go ahead and say AGL underscore AGL. I need to find this. I can't just do get component because there is no AGL component on the canvas game object. You'll notice that it worked for the name because they share the same object. I need to find the game object main camera, and then I can get the AGL script. It's a very hierarchical order. All right, so find the main camera, get the component. Hop back over to our code. You'll see here that I can then go ahead and say underscore AGL equals GameObject.find. I need to find the object that has this script on it. So GameObject.find, it's the main camera. And once I've found that, then I can get the component. So once I've found the object, I can get the component AGL. Go ahead and initialize this. In order to use it, I'm going to go ahead and say age text equals, we have our age plus the underscore AGL, which is access to our script. Now we have a reference to it, AGL dot, and you'll see here age, I can get location, or I can get the gender. So here we'll say AGL dot age, save this, hop back into Unity, run it, and now name and age are both populated. Now what happens if I did this incorrectly? If I did this incorrectly, and say I spelt main camera wrong, say I put no space here, and I run this, I'm going to get what's called a null reference exception. Null reference exceptions are identified by this exact problem. I tried to access a component that doesn't exist. The reason why it doesn't exist is because there's no game object named main camera. It's main space camera. So anytime you see a null reference exception, it means that you tried to access a component that doesn't exist. You incorrectly identified that component. So to get rid of this error, you can double click it. It will take you to the problem. And you just need to add a space back in here to locate the camera. Save your project, and everything will be okay. We'll go ahead and run this again. And now everything's populated. So I'll see you guys in the challenge review. Good luck.